Hey everybody, I am so excited to share with you the July Everyday Explorers Co. release, Exploring Paris. Let me get my paper. I have never been to Paris, so I'm not sure if I will be able to use this stamp set, but I think I could use this for a water waves pattern and this one for when we went out to eat for the first time. So many good stamps here if you've been to Paris, Exploring Paris, a croissant, and oui, official documentation, bread, merci. So many good options to document your travel to Paris. I'm super excited to use in my summer album. It is called Summer Scenes, and there are so many good things to include in your summer albums. Backyard adventure, getting some sunshine, oh yay mail, creative time, lots of different options to document summer. One is the road trip, hit the road stamp set, and I'm so excited. It's going to give me the push to get started on some vacation albums because that is one area of scrapbooking I hardly ever get to. I have the best intentions, but I never get to it. So there's road trip. This one, my favorite, because it's basically every time we go on a trip. Forced family photo. Yep. Let's go outside, take the scenic route, a bunch of little icons, a little camper, and a trailer. So perfect for vacations, road trips, all kinds of stuff. And then the final stamp set is this amazing one called Month by Month. Last month was day by day, this is month by month, and there are several different fonts to put on your projects, journals, planners, so many options to use this stamp set. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sabrina. I am always creating something. I'm on a few design teams, and I have a class at Big Picture Classes. All that information is in the description box below. Okay, so because I want to really get started on vacation albums, I decided that I am going to make a storyboard in Photoshop Elements to plan out my photos. And this is the start. I always take photos out the window. I always have. They don't always turn out good, but it's just kind of how I always start our trips is with a picture like this. So I'm gonna start our album with this, and then I have a few more photos printing, but this is gonna be the next page. Stamp set to really help me get things done in my album. I want to keep it simple. So this is going to be my opening. I'm going to make a custom 4x6 card with the stamp set, and then you're going to flip it over, and I'm going to start on this page, our first pit stop, and then I will do another on the road 2x2 page. So I'm going to get started on putting this together. Okay, I know that was a long introduction, and I hope you're still with me. I am going to now get started on making the start of my travel album. And like I said, it's going to be a 4x6. I'm going to start with stamping December in the bottom right and then the top left, because that's when we took this trip. We like to take a trip at the end of the year or some type of trip to kind of end the year, whether it's a road trip or just an overnighter. So that's what we did in December, and we went to Fort Bragg. We decided to finally try a really long trip with the kids. I initially pulled some travel items from Ali Edwards, but I felt like it was going to maybe take away from the stamps, so I am going to wind up not using anything from Ali Edwards and just stick to my stamps and also my washi tape. So for this one, I am stamping road trip, and if you noticed, I stamped just the car and just the compass, and I am going to cut out those microscopic pieces in a little bit and adhere them on top of the main road trip stamped image, this one that I'm cutting right here. And then I also stamped the road trip was with the little scale that says disappointing and worth it. And right here, I'm cutting the little tiny icon for the car and the compass. That way they could be a different color, and I thought that'd be something fun to try. I'm also going to add a few geotags up to December. I wanted to try making my own pattern paper, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it So I decided to do it first on a piece of scratch paper and then try it on the 4x6. Seems kind of silly and probably, double the work, but that's okay. Now I have this extra piece of paper that I can save. So I am putting those little pieces on, and then I am going to get started on stamping the background pattern. Right there, I'm just checking to see if I like it and if it looks good, and then I'm going to go ahead and kind of redo it and then move on to the next step. So I'm going to stamp different trees, the mountains, and stars in 2 different colors, just to give a little pattern right there, a little, I want to say splotch of something, but I don't know, that doesn't sound like the best word, but I loved the little pattern right there with the different icons, and then it kind of gave the eye somewhere to go when you see the pop dotted road trip. So I want to put Fort Bragg and then the dates, and I don't have an alphabet stamp from Everyday Explorers, so what I decided to do is take the month by month, February, and cover up the F with some tape, and then I can stamp just the F because it'll be the only thing with ink, and do the same thing with the B, and then I can write out Fort Bragg. The B wasn't stamping really well. I tried it a second time, but it still didn't look great, so I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to write out the dates, fill in for the little scale on the road trip photo, and then the dates, and move on to the next page that I'm going to make, which is our first pit stop. Our first pit stop was, of course, a kid-themed lunch, McDonald's, keeping the kids occupied. I have an adorable photo of my daughter munching on some fries, so I'm going to use that, and then for the rest of the space, I'm going to stack a few different things. I have a sticker that says, "Love this." I'm also going to stamp "Yum, so good" 3 different times. It's not exactly aligned straight, but that's okay. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and set the card aside because I thought I was done for the time being, but I will add some stuff to it later on. So on this photo, I know that I'm going to use that forced family photo because obviously it's not picture perfect, and that's okay. But I just love that. And Christine actually asked all of us, for suggestions, and that was my suggestion, and she included it. So I have a small little part in this stamp set, and I am absolutely thrilled. I also decided, if you saw the washi tape, I got out a bunch of washi tape, and I'm going to go ahead and use those as kind of an integral part in this album. Try something different, a little bit of a challenge. I am also cutting up a few different things that I stamped. Hours on the road, I think it was 3+, I think. We wound up doing not too bad on the road. There's a few windy roads, and the kids needed a few pit stops, but overall it was really good, and we were proud of them. Using a different stamp set that says, "These are my people," and I'm going to put that above our little car selfie photo, and then layer some washi tape on it in a little bit. Trimming out this forced family photo, and I'm going to put that on top of the 2 strips of washi tape. But first I have to adhere down the photo. So the stamped sentiment is on my finger, and now I'll place it down. And I am just trimming the green washi tape because it's a little thick. But I just wanted to incorporate several different colors of washi tape, the red, the green, and the black. Try not to think of it as Christmas, but we did go on this trip right after Christmas, so it kind of, whatever, we can go with it, right? And when we visited the town later on, you'll see that there was still Christmas decorations up. So layered on some washi tape underneath the My People, and I'm moving on to the little 2x2 insert that's going to go in between this full 6x8 project. So the 2x2 just includes a bunch of snapshots on the road. I just stamped scenic route, and I'm going to fussy cut that out, and then I also used the 29 prompts to stamp a few of those. I always lately wind up stamping 2 times or 3 times to get, that way I can pick whichever one's the best. So I stamped out on my playlist because I am the DJ in the car, and then my husband is the singer, but do not tell him I told you that. And so that is one of my favorite things about trips, and so I had to include that. On the scenic route, I am layering all 3 colors of washi tape and then the scenic route stamped sentiment. And then down at the bottom, I'm just going to put 1 little strip of green tape and then just a few little highlights from the road. And this is when I pull back out the photo of my daughter. I'm going to add a few lines and then just talk about our pit stop. I used a pencil to do the journaling lines, and then I'm just going to erase it. With this type of paper that I was using, the matte cardstock, it wasn't erasing very good, but for the most part, it erased. And I'm just jotting down just a few little notes, and then I'm going to add one last prompt to the photo of my daughter if I haven't already added it. But currently feeling, I just love her little facial expression right there with her smoothie. She is just so thrilled to have that smoothie. There we go, adding it on. And now I'm going to flip over to the back side, and on the back side I decide to repeat the stamping of making my own pattern. First, I'm putting down a sticker that says Making Memories and adding a strip of washi, just 1 strip of green. And that kind of repeats what I did on the flip side with the 1 strip and journaling. And here is where I am making the 2 patterns. I'm using a camera, the tree, and the stars. So I think pretty much the same ones as the beginning of the album, but this time it's just different colors. And I'm just going to do this for, like I said, 2 different cards, and that way it's also similar to the front of the album. And also it's basically just making my own filler cards, and I love that. Just finding new ways and different ways to use stamps, at least for me. Now I'm going to stamp a few more prompts. I think I did love this so much and explored this place, because we went through a really cute small town, and I, of course, snapped all kinds of photos of the town and then the trains that we saw, because we got stopped by a train, and it was like some sort of winery train or dining train, and they were all waving at us. It was cool. Definitely miss road trips right about now. Gonna take another prompt that says today was and put that on top of some red washi tape to just talk about the first day of the trip, which didn't go too bad. Kids, as they get older, it gets easier and easier to do things. What a concept, right? But it's all worth it. Road trips are always worth it, no matter what goes on. It's all part of the adventure. And then after this, I will be wrapping up this first part of my vacation album. All right, everybody. So if you stuck with me for that really long process video, well, a little bit longer than usual, then you will see the first part of my vacation album to Fort Bragg come to life. I am trying something totally different. Well, first of all, I don't really scrapbook vacations. I told you that in the beginning, but I'm now trying something different. I'm just going with stamps and then some washi that I picked out, and that's it. I'm making it very simple, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward. So I have the first part of the trip where we drove completely done, and I'm super excited, and I love how it came together. So I have this 2x2 pocket page. The other side I just stacked up, as you saw, and then I have this page with our pit stop. So this spread, and then if I move this, flip it over, you will see the beginning of the album. And I definitely used a monthly stamp for the F and the B, and I had a lot of fun playing with my stamps and using my washi. I hope you enjoyed watching this process video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.